Well, social networking, as you know, has been a big topic on our program. We've been following Facebook, Twitter, Foursquare, and now I sat down with Jeff Weiner. He's the CEO of LinkedIn to discuss his company and strategies for future growth, and also the possibility of an IPO. That's what everybody's waiting for. I began by asking him, though, about his profit model. How's he making money?
As the economy started to turn around in the fourth quarter of last year, we noticed that the enterprise licensing part of our business, which is largely oriented around recruiting, became our largest and fastest growing business, and that's continued into 2010.
And that's where you're helping recruiters essentially find the right candidates on LinkedIn. Is that pretty much what it is?
That's right. So the recruiting solution enables companies, large, medium, and small-sized companies, to access our search database, and they can then do searches for candidates across our 75 million members. And we've had good success with that. We're now reaching over 60% of the Fortune 100.
And the fact that you've seen pretty fast growth in that area, does that give you any sense that perhaps we're seeing an upturn in the jobs market despite the larger data that we're seeing?
Well, I don't know that we can read too much into that, but we're certainly seeing strength there. As a matter of fact, the number of jobs posted on LinkedIn is up well over threefold over the last year. And as I mentioned earlier, we have seen a lot of momentum with that recruiter product, particularly in the tech sector and the financial services sector. Companies like Google, Microsoft, Intel, Pricewaterhouse, Accenture, et cetera. With regard to the IPO, you know, for us, first and foremost, it's about our mission, which is to connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. And we have 75 million members today. We're adding a member every second. Over half of the membership now comes from overseas. And by some measures, there's as many as 500 million professionals in the world. And we think that number is going to continue to grow, right, along with some of the developing economies in the world. And so an IPO, being public, raising money, that's really a tactic that helps us ultimately achieve that long-term objective.
Okay, so these long-term objectives would not happen, though, if you don't eventually IPO, right?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. You know, we're in a very good position. We've been operating cash flow positive now for the last 2 years running. Last year, 2009, was our best year ever despite the macroeconomic headwinds. And we've seen an acceleration in our top-line growth and margin expansion despite the fact we continue to invest heavily. And all of the money we raised in the last round of Series D in August of 2008 is still in the bank.
And okay, it's still in the bank, so what do you plan on doing with it then?
We're going to continue to grow. We're going to continue to invest in R&D. We're going to continue to invest in international expansion and sales to keep up with demand. Last year, we ended with roughly 500 employees, and we think we're going to end this year at north of 900 employees, and that's all being financed through operating cash flow. So,
but you're also talking about acquisitions then in there?
Yeah, we're certainly open to acquisitions. As a matter of fact, we just completed our first one, a company called MSpoke, which is a recommendation engine that allows us to extract relevancy from all of the data flowing through our network so we can get the right information in front of the right user at the right time. And we're open to other kinds of acquisitions as well in strategically important areas, and always going to be open to acquisitions where we can bring talent onto our team.
Okay, Jeff, before I leave you then, I want to get back to the IPO question, though. Would it be out of the cards? Would it be out of left field, though, if we said that in the next few quarters we might see that happen?
There's no definitive timetable with regard to an IPO or any other form of fundraising or liquidity event. As I mentioned earlier, for us, it's really about achieving that long-term objective. And, at 75 million members, we still feel like there's a lot of growth ahead.